Get the key, affordable insurance for you and me. For your car, for your house and your things. Get you free. Every bus operator, every taxi. Link up 888 call key. Watch out, just get your license, then don't worry. Just for your car, you're gonna save plenty. Up to 65% off your policy. Yeah. Dial 888 call key. Go, live, ride and drive with Key Insurance, the key to your peace of mind. Dial 888 call key. That's 888-225-5539. www.keyinsurancejm.com. Get the key, affordable insurance for you and me. For your car, for your house and your things. Get you free. Every bus operator, every taxi. Link up 888 call key. Watch out, just get your license, then don't worry. Just for your car, you're gonna save plenty. Up to 65% off your policy. Yeah. Dial 888 call key. Go, live, ride and drive with Key Insurance, the key to your peace of mind. Dial 888 call key. That's 888-225-5539. www.keyinsurancejm.com.
Insurance is now introducing the new PPV Protect for taxis and bus drivers because your livelihood and side hustle is important to us too. Protect yourself, the man on the road, and all your passengers with PPV insurance coverage. Get up to 12 months premium financing today. Ask us how. Key Insurance, caring for PPV drivers and passengers as they commute daily. Get a quote. Call 888-CALL-KEY. That's 888-225-5539 or visit www.keyinsurancejm.com. One and ready.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, no matter where you're joining from. Welcome. I'm here with you for the Key Insurance Live Business Chat, live from the offices of Key Insurance Company Limited, 16 Halfway Tree Road. So, my name is Yannick Page, and we have an amazing webinar for you today. We're talking about small businesses, and not just any topic, right? We're talking about business success and how you achieve that through risk management. So we're talking about the importance of having business insurance. I have some great guests with me today, and I'm excited because this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. Because very often we talk about success in business, we don't necessarily look at how you manage risk to ensure that you achieve that success. And large businesses do it every single day, small businesses not so much. So to join me on this topic and to share some more about the importance of insurance and risk management and what that is when it comes to business is the General Manager of Key Insurance Company Limited, the wonderful, beautiful Tamara Husey. And Tamara, what I want to do is, can you tell us a little bit about Key Insurance Company? And then let's talk about, the importance of business insurance, right? What is that and what are business risks?
Sure. So good afternoon to everyone. As Yannick would have already introduced me, so I will get right into it, talking about Key Insurance Company Limited. Key Insurance has been around for a while. This is our head office, 6C Halfway Tree Road, and we also have additional locations in Mandeville, Maypen, Portmore, Montego Bay, and of course, Ocheria. So we have 6 different locations. So having been around since 1982, we have always, our business is general insurance. And what does that mean? We offer insurances for everything else except life. So having been around for such a long while, Key would have, of course, developed its own brand. And then in 2020, we had the Grace Kennedy acquisition of Key Insurance. So Grace Kennedy is our parent company. And having now joined the Grace Kennedy family, we're very, very excited about the possibilities, which are just endless for us. But we want to share some of that, of course, with our insureds, prospective insureds, and of course, to offer them the service that is Grace Kennedy has been, known for. So that is what we want to bring to, of course, the public, the insurance public. And you would have noticed our tagline. So it's very important for us that our insurance solutions are, of course, affordable and effective for each of our customers. And hence the reason why we would have now sit back, look to see how can we serve the Jamaican public more? What can we offer small businesses? We're in a pandemic right now and everybody is crunched. And so the team, my team, of course, they were very excited to look at it, and we came up with this product which we call the Key Biz Protect. And what does it do? It offers insurance risk management solution really for small business owners. So we do know quite a bit of business is going online,
Yes.
but we also have taken that into consideration, and so we're very excited to talk to our viewers today about our offerings and just generally insurance and what it is about.
So I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because it's a good segue. It's a good time for me to mention that we have several participants who are joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. And one of you today will win 50% of your annual premium, not the premium for the month, the whole year, right? So that's the benefit of joining us instantly, that somebody, so very soon I'll share who it is. We've already selected that person, so please stay tuned. If you have questions, please feel free to send them in at any time. We're taking your questions throughout, and we're going to share some good content in between. So there are a few things that you said, Tamara, that really jumped out at me, right? One is that, of course, you know, you've been around for a long time. And I always tell small businesses that the benefit of talking to people who have been around for a long time is that they have this great experience and exposure, and they know of things that have gone wrong, they know of things that have gone right. So tell me a little bit about the business of insurance when it comes to business. What have you seen that has gone wrong, and how can insurance help to make it right?
Sure, Yanni, not a problem. So one of the things about business insurance is that it protects that business from the financial losses that can happen in the blink of an eye. We could have an accident and all your livelihood, you know, you've lost it, because whether it's from a catastrophe or a fire, you could lose everything. And that is where insurance comes in, because if it is that this business owner has taken on board insurance as a part of managing their business and the future success of their business, then it's one less thing to worry about. The ability to get you back on your feet is what insurance experts help you to do. That is what insurance is here for. So, and the truth is, you can have a simple thing. It's not just a business, but something from your business could impact a passerby on the road, or even a customer coming onto your premises that you just never thought about. You could have an explosion from the inside of your business, depending on your type of business, and the person who's passing on the road, whether walking or even driving, could receive injuries as a result of that. And there it is, you have an exposure, and you're like, I didn't think about that. That is why insurance is here, because the insurance solutions are multiple. It's not just one solution. It's quite a bit of solutions for different aspects of businesses.
Right. So, you know, you mentioned that, you know, if you have a physical location, you really should have insurance. By the way, I believe in that fully. As a matter of fact, if you have a location that is upstairs, you need insurance even more than people who are downstairs. Because the truth is, if your customers have to walk to the staircase to come to you, there's a risk that they could fall. And it's a very serious issue that people don't understand. One drop in, I mean, as unfortunate as it is, that's exposure, as she's saying. Usually I take offices on the ground floor. That's one of the ways I manage my risk, right? In addition to making sure that you do have the insurance, right? So that's important. But let us say you're operating from home, because everybody's virtual now. But I know you cover equipment, because if your equipment goes, and I actually had a friend that this happened to, his equipment completely went. Is this something that you can insure against? And
Absolutely. And it is something that we would have taken into consideration, because quite a bit of persons are now entrepreneurs, and so they're operating from home. And so we encourage them. We say, don't look at it to say, oh, I'm operating from home, so I don't have the risk of something happening is minimal. Don't look at it like that. For example, you may have customers coming to your premises. You could be a dressmaker, you could be a photographer. And you have customers coming to your premises to view whatever it is that you're offering. You could be a consultant, and they're coming to meet with you. What it is if they fall, you're going to have a claim. If your equipment that you're using is damaged, you could potentially be out of millions of dollars. And the reality is, not only is the equipment, we can cover the equipment, but also what we call business interruption if you suffer a loss that results in loss of income. So, you know, what is important is that you have the discussion so that you can understand what it is that is available for your type of business. You could also be operating from home and you have employees. And that also, say, oh, but it's just my sister. But you're running a business. Right. And let's say your sister suffered an injury to her hand or wherever. The reality is you can get some assistance from your insurance policy once you have insurance to help to deal with that. So it's very, very important.
And Tamara, I have seen cousin sue cousin and sister sue brother, and I've seen that. So people, sometimes we think, okay, well, I don't need to insure against this. And again, for me, small business owners who are watching, some of you who are watching now may not have started, you may have family members who, right, a Biz Protect policy. I'm thinking about connectivity here because we're live, right? But if he had a Biz Protect policy, it would cover not just the equipment, but also, as you said, the interruption in the business, right?
Right, let me just jump in here, Yannick. Okay, in terms of the interruption of the business, if he had a file, and probably he had to he had to relocate temporarily to another premises, that is where the business interruption would come in terms of paying the rent for that premises. It would also cover temporary repairs to the building that was damaged.
Yes.
During the period of time where he gets himself back on his feet.
Okay, and this is the lovely Carleen Isaacs, who we're going to introduce a little bit later on, but she getting into it already because the discussion is so wonderful. All right, so I actually would love to, and Tamara, any final thing before I move on, because I want to move to other topics.
Sure.
Because this is such an important one for me. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
So what I want to say.
So we're not just entrepreneur, the Jamaican small business. What are some of the things that they are facing that they've been blindsided by?
All right. Before that, let me back up a bit. I'm going to look at, you're talking about risk.
Yes.
Now, what do you mean by risk, business risk? And a simple definition is any circumstance or event that can cause a negative impact on the business. We call that a risk. There are 6 basic types of business risks that we look at. You have strategic tax all over, acts of God, earthquake, COVID, like this, right? So that is 6 things. Now, insurance won't be able to mitigate all these. They're mitigating different risks. So for example, reputational, I can look at your public relations people, to get those, the one integrated group and all that stuff can be reputational. But things now, there are things like environmental, right? So acts of God can insure your equipment, your property, your employees, your most important assets of the company, those can be insured. Financial now, if we look at, the insurance experts are here on the panel, and they will talk about that later on. Can we look at profit, loss of income, how we mitigate against those? All right, so these are some of the basic risks now that
something that we typically use as small business people. So when you say mitigate the risk, what do you mean?
How do we plan for these type of risk, and how can we get the better of these risks?
Okay.
So environmental now, we can't stop certain things happening.
Right. Because we couldn't stop COVID.
No, and it caught the entire world off guard because we didn't know it was coming. But if you had certain type of insurance, and again, I would leave it to experts who will come in later on, if you have certain type of insurance, if you had proper financial planning put in place, you can bear it. For example, a lot of the companies that crash because of COVID were not financially sound companies. Sad to say. A lot of them were living on debt and using the cash flow to clear debt, and they had no reserves.
Right.
So things like those, you need to have some reserve put aside for emergencies. You need to have proper insurance of property, of equipment, of human resources. You think like Keyman insurance, things like those. So in order to help plan against these type of risks. Let me not use the word mitigate, break it down.
Yes.
Plan for these risks and to stay ahead of the game in these risks.
Right. So have you seen where small businesses now are taking risk management more seriously, especially since COVID?
In earlier times, it was difficult to have a lot of small business people think about insurance and risk management, because I see that is risk management before we go to insurance. A lot of small business people look at it as a big company thing, a big man thing, right? And now, since COVID, other people have been hit hard. They now see the importance of risk management. So we have people coming to us now, asking us now, they may use the term risk management, but they're talking to us now how they can plan better in their business and talking to us about insurance and things like that. We're introducing these things to these people now.
Okay. So let me ask you, who, in a small business, right, you usually don't have a lot of people, right? Sometimes 5 employees, 10 employees, sometimes fewer than 5. Who is the person who is supposed to manage risk?
The entrepreneur, the owner of the business, because that's where everything falls. That's the biggest risk taker. That's where we put everything at stake. So risk management falls in that person. That's the main responsibility of that individual. Right? So the person have to understand how, first of all, identify what type of risk can hit them
I need somebody to talk to.
as best as possible.
Right. You hear my friend Colin says consultation, like salvation, is free of charge. We're going to take him up on that, right? I mean, and I want to thank you for that, because right now, just having somebody who we can throw, there's so many people going through so much.
Right.
Again, the upside is there are people who are willing to help and can support. So that's
I
something
like
that's
to say
really
your
helpful.
taxes pay my salary.
I'm sorry?
I like to say that your taxes pay my salary.
Our taxes pay his salary, and everybody pay tax. So once you pay tax, you're paying Collins. Boy, that attitude is so nice. That refreshing. Okay, so, in terms of what small businesses can do, I mean, just you have a lot of experience. You've been working in this space for so many years, right? What would you like to see them do more of now?
I like to see more financial planning. Financial planning necessarily mean you can get an expensive accountant. You can sit down and do basic cash flow management.
And
cash flow
budgeting.
Planning, budgeting, right. How you budget, how you plan your cash flow. So we need to see more of that now for small business and other employees like this. Now, what is going to happen? Let's look at the call centers. When they find that they could send out these people home and they could produce same way, it only matter of time, Yannick, before these guys say, well, all right, it's cheaper to keep these people at home, so let them make them redundant, turn them to independent contractors. Now, here's how, if I'm a call agent working at home as an independent contractor, why taking job from one call center and get one paycheck? Why not market my services 4 or 5 different call centers? Because I'm already trained. I am now a business.
Right.
I'm going to need accounting services, I'm going to need insurance, healthcare, all that stuff. So we're looking at businesses now as in a different realm.
Right.
Right? So we're encouraging entrepreneurship in different, and that's where now I'm seeing now a lot now where insurance companies now, with a life, with a general, we're doing better business now in this space moving forward.
Right. Absolutely. If you're just joining us, welcome again. My name is Yannick Page. You've been hearing from Colin Coley. We are live at Key Insurance Company. We're coming from 6 Halfway Tree Road. And you can call us at any time, 888-CALL-KEY. So if you want a quote, if you just need to talk to somebody about all of these issues you hear, and if something is confusing to you, and listen, there's no cost to actually call. It's a toll-free line, actually. It's 888-CALL-KEY, and that's 888-225-5539. And we're more than happy right now. People are sitting at the desk as we speak, just really waiting, and would love to talk to you. So, Colin, in terms of, you mentioned a number of risks, right? And I'm familiar with all of those because in my former life, I was a risk manager. So we talk about strategic and people don't usually like the risk management people, because we bring the news that the environment in which people work is safe. True?
Yes.
What are some of the other statutory risks that we would need to consider?
All right. So from the legal perspective, let's take up even the registration side of things. It's important to have your business registered with the company's office and abide by all the registration laws. There is the tax compliance part. People don't like to hear these things, but companies have to be tax compliant, registered with the tax authorities, and your statutory obligation. If you have members of staff, to deduct statutory deductions from their pay and pay it onto the authorities, because some people deduct it and it stops right there. Right? So these are some of the legal. No, funny enough, to put a car on the road, it has to be insured by law. I get in trouble. So I know there's no law that must insure your business, there's law that must insure your life, but these are very important things.
Yeah.
All right? So we property and investment.
These are not expenses, they're investments. And I cannot say enough. I've been in this entrepreneurship space for so many years. I'm not date myself on the live right now, okay? But I've been in this space for so many years, and it's really disheartening to see how many small business owners who have invested everything in their business, and because of one accident, because of one misstep, they've lost everything. And I'm not being dramatic, like I've seen it happen. So, you know, I wouldn't agree to even have this conversation if I didn't believe in it. And I really believe that, you know, the insurance is important, managing risk is important, and that whole planning that Colin is talking about. So again, if you have questions, please feel free to drop them to us. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, we're live